Have you ever wondered why there are two Congos? In Central Africa, there are two countries that both have very similar names, the Democratic Republic of the Congo and its neighbour, the much smaller country, the Republic of the Congo. Sometimes to differentiate the two, they're referred to by the name of their capital cities, Congo-Kinshasa and the much more commonly used Congo-Brazzaville. So why do these countries have basically the same name? Well, the names, and indeed the borders of the modern day countries, both come from the colonial European times. The two countries were Belgian and French colonies, and the name Congo was independently used by both Belgium and France for the name of their colony, named after the Congo River, which formed a large part of the border between the two colonies and today the two countries. Although the name of the river actually came from the Kingdom of Congo, an African kingdom which existed from around the 14th century. During the Berlin Conference of 1884, in which the European powers divided the continent of Africa, Belgium and France were awarded the lands which today are the two countries of Congo. Well, the situation with Belgium was actually a little more complicated than that. Congo didn't actually become a Belgian colony until 1908. Before that, it was known as the Congo Free State and was actually a corporate state which was privately owned by King Leopold II. He convinced the international community that he should be the owner of the land because of the humanitarian work that he was involved in and was not in it for profit. However, as it turned out, this couldn't have been further from the truth. There were so many atrocities committed during his short reign that this period is sometimes referred to as the Congo Horrors. It was for this reason that he had to give up the colony, which was reluctantly annexed by Belgium. The smaller country, the Republic of the Congo, was at the time known as French Congo, although this was later reorganised as part of French Equatorial Africa and sometimes referred to as Middle Congo during this time. Now there was actually a third Congo, Portuguese Congo. Today, this is the small exclave of Angola, which is separated from the mainland. After World War II and the creation of the United Nations was when the European powers began the process of decolonisation of Africa. The name confusion was even greater when both countries gained their independence in 1960, when both countries named themselves the Republic of the Congo. Again, the capital city was used to avoid ambiguity, although at the time it was Congo-Leopoldville and Congo-Brazzaville. In 1964, however, Congo-Leopoldville changed its name to what we know as today, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. 2 years after that, and the country's capital city's name was changed to what we know as today as well, Kinshasa. The government at the time really wanted to distance themselves from the colonial past. For the first 5 years of independence, the country was in turmoil in what is today often referred to as the Congo Crisis, after the first democratically elected Prime Minister, Patrice Lumumba, was arrested and later assassinated. Power was seized by Mobutu Sese Seko, who had significant backing from the United States and Belgium, establishing a military dictatorship, and in 1971 changed the name of the country to the Republic of Zaire. Both Congos became involved in the Cold War, but found themselves on opposite sides of the conflict. The Republic of the Congo had very close ties with the Soviet Union and became a one-party communist state in 1969 after a coup by Marianne Ngouabi, who assumed control and established the People's Republic of the Congo, with the Congolese Workers' Party as the government. Both the Republic of Zaire and the People's Republic of the Congo came to an end in the 1990s. Zaire collapsed due to instability in the general region, primarily caused by the Rwandan genocide and the violence that spilled over, as well as the refugees who fled the country, becoming the Democratic Republic of the Congo once again in 1997, with the ousting of Mobutu, who fled the country as the First Congo War began. The People's Republic of the Congo established multi-party elections in 1992 with the fall of communism and the dissolution of the Soviet Union, changing their name and flag to what they are today. So that's how we ended up with two Congos, two European colonies that were both named after the Congo River, which was named after the African Kingdom of Congo. Now this isn't the only example of countries having very similar names. Sticking with Africa, and we have Guinea, Guinea-Bissau and Equatorial Guinea. And it's pretty much the same situation. All were former colonies, French Guinea, Portuguese Guinea and Spanish Guinea respectively, all named after the general western region of Africa known as Guinea. Of course, there's also Papua New Guinea in Southeast Asia. The island was named New Guinea as the explorers thought the locals resembled the people of the African region of Guinea, and one of the local names for the island was Papa, hence Papua New Guinea. Now, Guinea should not be confused with the completely unrelated Guyana, where yet again we find a somewhat similar naming situation in South America. There were 5 European colonies in the region known as Guyana: Spanish, British, Dutch, French and Portuguese Guyana. These became part of Venezuela, the independent country of Guyana, the country of Suriname, the overseas department of French Guyana, and part of Brazil. There are other examples of this, such as Niger and Nigeria, both named after the Niger River, and some countries that sound alike that are completely coincidental, for example Austria and Australia. Although interestingly enough, both countries were named after points on a compass, but different points and in different languages. Austria comes from the German for west, while Australia comes from the Latin for south. Now, on a somewhat related topic, something you might have noticed about a few of the African nations that I've mentioned in this video, the Republic of the Congo, Guinea and Guinea-Bissau, is that they all have the same colour on their flag: green, yellow and red. The colours were originally used by Ethiopia, a country which managed to remain outside of European colonial rule. Because of this, many newly independent African nations chose to use these colours as a symbol of their freedom from European rule once they gained their independence in the mid-20th century. More than a dozen countries in Africa share this colour scheme, which has become a symbol for Pan-Africanism, the unity of those of African descent. The 2 Congos, and indeed the 3 Guineas, all got their names and international borders from the European colonisation of Africa, a time when imperial European powers took control of almost the entire continent, primarily for economic gain. The colonisation of Africa is a topic which I plan on doing an entire video about in the near future, so hopefully you're subscribed and don't miss that when it comes out. But for now, I just want to say thanks for watching this slightly shorter than normal video, and I'll see you next time.